Welcome to About Time, a Doctor Who podcast. Today, we're watching Torchwood, and quite frankly, it's about time. Hello.
Hello.
How are we?
I'm okay.
Apart from hot and bothered.
Yeah.
This is going to be a running theme at the moment while we're recording.
Yeah. The UK's going for a bit of a weird heat wave.
We're having a heat wave.
Yeah, and it's the middle of June, and it's not normally hot like this in June. We normally have this in like end of July, early August.
Yes.
And
so hot, we've got the window open while we're recording, so I hope there's not too many plane noises, because we do live quite near an airport.
There we go.
Oh, and right on cue. Anyway.
How are you?
Yeah. Let's not go into that. I'm pissed off about work, but...
Yes, but hey-ho, you've got many other things to look forward to in life.
Yeah. Shall we crack straight on with it then? What have we watched? Do you remember what they were called?
The Farm.
The first one was called Countrycide with a C.
Yeah.
And then we watched Greeks Bearing Gifts.
That makes no sense.
What?
Greeks bearing gifts.
Why?
So Alien wasn't fucking Greek.
No, but it was a metaphor. It was a reference. Anyway, we'll come on to that because we're not on that episode yet. Let's start with Countrycide.
Okay.
So I think you quite liked both of these episodes, didn't you?
Yes, I do feel like Torchwood is getting better as it goes along in the season.
Actually, this is what I should have said right at the beginning. Stop the press, because Ben said to me last night when we were watching, I think I am enjoying Torchwood over Doctor Who.
Yes, 100% I am. Yeah.
So
I enjoy the adult themes.
Yeah.
And the drama-esque of it all.
Yeah. Because we've got into the series a bit now, they're starting to handle it a bit better. It's still not quite what it will be.
Yeah.
Series 2 is a vast improvement, but they are. Yeah, I see what you mean. And you said you like the character relationships and.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, we love Tosh.
We love Tosh.
Well, you even said Owen is growing on you.
Oh, Owen is really growing on me. Yeah. Well, I'll talk more about him in the episode that he grew on me on. This episode, particularly, where he cares for Gwen.
When she gets shot.
And Gwen gets shot. Yeah. I'm sorry, but I'm not a fan of Gwen at all.
Okay.
I actually don't care for her. I don't think she's a likeable character. I think she's got some redeeming qualities. Like she's human. She's got good humane. She's got a good role model.
What makes her unlikable for you then?
I find her a bit flippant.
Okay.
Is that the right word?
What do you mean?
I mean that she like flips and flops.
Oh, that's not what flippant means then.
Oh. Like she changed her tune very quickly.
Okay.
She's like, in your dreams. Next 3 episodes later, she's in bed with him.
Well, that's just character development, isn't it?
Yeah, but poor Reese.
Oh, I know. I completely agree.
Okay. So there's no Hottie of the Week in the Farm episode.
Oh, right.
But there is a Hottie of the Week in the other episodes. I'll get on that when we get onto it. For me, anyway.
Trying to think of who that could be.
Don't think now. Okay. I'll tell you later. So yeah, I liked how. Yeah. Okay, let's... My weird brain that has 7,000 tabs open has just done it again.
I should maybe just issue a warning on this episode that Ben did, against my advice, he did eat a whole packet of Oreos before we started recording.
Raspberry ones.
So we know how that ends.
Raspberries.
Anyway, Countrycide.
Yes.
The opening, do you remember, with that woman driving along the country road?
Yeah.
Things like that terrify me.
Yeah.
Because what do you do in that situation? Like, someone's lying in the middle of the road. You automatically do want to get out and check if they're all right. But then, as you know, that might not be a wise idea.
If I was in a country lane like she was,
you'd stay in the car. And it was
dark, I would stay in the car. I would stay in the car, definitely, because I've lived in a country village before, like for many, 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 many moons. Stephen used to have to come all the way to me, didn't you? You used to come all that way.
Yeah.
And it was pretty dark.
Yeah.
In places.
Yeah, it's quite scary actually, some of the roads.
Yeah, it is pretty dark in some places. And so I would not get out.
No, I think what should you do? Maybe carry on drive. If there's two of you,
I would
carry on driving and one of you phone.
100%. One
police.
of them just say like, it was dark, I didn't want to leave, or go in a lay-by and ring up the police.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Scary though.
If you are like someone who knows the facts and figures, tell us what you should do in a situation like that. But she should have took her fucking keys with her.
Oh my God, yeah, that was silly. But then your mind isn't thinking straight when something like that happens, is it?
Yeah.
Things like that really scare me though, like, because when I learned to drive and you pass your test and you have a car and whatever, like you have this sort of sense of independence, which is great. But also you are kind of, say you're driving on your own at night, like if something happens, like it is quite scary, like you are on your own.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's half the reason why when you say you'll be back, like let's say you're coming back from rehearsals and you say you'll be back, or you're coming back from somewhere and you say you're back at a certain time and you're not back at a certain time, that's when I start to get a bit like, okay, is he all right? So I give you then 10 minutes.
Yeah.
10 minutes, 20 minutes, and then I start to think, okay, let's message him. If he doesn't respond to my message, I ring you.
Yeah.
But I make sure where you are and like you're not on the side of the road.
No, exactly. We also said that scene at the beginning there,
Ghost Stories.
Yeah, it reminded us of Ghost Stories. If anyone knows what Ghost Stories is, it was a play.
A one-act play.
Yeah, it was no.
One act.
Was it one act?
Yeah, one act.
Okay, yeah. It was on in London for quite a while. I think he got revived a couple of times as well.
We saw it at the Lyric.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, and there was warnings saying once the play starts, you can't come out.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't remember that.
Yeah, there's warnings that you can't come out of the theatre.
Oh,
because it disturbs the atmosphere.
Oh, okay.
Of the story.
Fair enough.
Because it is very atmospheric, and like not to give too much away, but it is that scene.
Yeah, there's a very similar scene. There's also a film version. I'm sure it's on Netflix or whatever. It's got Martin Freeman in it. Yeah.
Don't get me started on him.
No.
Absolute plonker. I think he comes across for me as God gifts to acting.
I know exactly. I mean, I don't want to upset anyone who loves Martin Freeman because I enjoy his performances, but I do get a vibe from him that he thinks he takes himself very seriously in everything he does, like too seriously.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And don't get me wrong, I'm going to be really controversial. I'm not a huge Cumberbatch fan.
Fair enough.
If I'm going to be really honest.
Yeah.
Like, I think he can act, and I think he deserves his accolades that he has gained over his career.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean he resonates with me.
No, that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
I wonder if he ever goes by Ben.
Maybe to his friends. I think he's a bit of an upper class twit. Like, I think, do you know what I mean? Like, I think he comes from quite a privileged background, and I think he's a bit of a numpty. Like, I remember I used to watch the Sherlock episodes with commentaries on, and they said something about he was like always losing his shoes or something, and he had to have his name written in his shoes or something, even to this day. I may be making that up. I'm thinking something along those lines.
Okay.
Anyway. So yeah, this episode of Torchwood, it was quite nice to have an episode away from the hub. It was very removed from everything normal. It was
isolated.
Like, yeah, it was kind of like going on holiday with them.
Yeah, and also it was quite cool how they took away all their gear as well.
Oh yeah, they
So they were like basically like
they had to rely on
human instinct.
Exactly. Yeah.
They had a few guns, but yet Gwen still managed to get shot.
Mm.
Who opens a door without, like, I don't know, being to the side?
Yeah.
You don't know who's behind it. But yeah, she got shot, and then he was like, then she was prodded and poked.
Mm.
A precursor to being prodded and poked again.
Yeah, but yeah, it's nice. It's nice seeing him because up till that point he has been pretty much consistently a prick.
Yeah, and can I say something?
What?
I think Gwen grounds him.
Yeah, maybe.
And brings him back.
Maybe.
I think he's falling for her.
Maybe. That's the thing. I don't think Owen's a bad person, but I think he's got a lot of baggage, and he does all that nasty prick stuff like to protect himself.
Yeah, but Gwen has brought you've got to admit, she has brought out a almost sweet side to him.
Yeah, and
like I wonder how. I do hope that this storyline wraps up like quite
the affair.
Yeah, quite quickly, and that they should just like get into a relationship if that's what they want to do. But does Gwen just see this as a reckless thing that is helping her? like almost like therapy, because she can talk to him
Yeah.
about it, and they are bonded over this. But
I think it's that
I
it's-
called the affair, though.
You did, yeah. I think it's that she can talk to him about the stuff she's seeing, but also the thrill of it. Like, if they got into a relationship, I don't think it would be the same for her.
No.
I think she's enjoying it because it's wrong.
Yeah.
You know.
And the way he held her up against a tree and like made...
Oh, that scene. Oh, dear.
I was just like... And they were talking and their lips were touching.
That's when they were like...
flirtating the idea of pounding up against a tree. And I said, didn't I say that they're going to be pounding up against a tree?
You did, and then a few seconds later they were
up against a tree. Yeah. Like, literally, I should be writing Torchwood right at this moment.
Well, okay. But yeah, he has one of the most cringy lines in the whole of Torchwood in that scene. Do you remember?
What?
When was the last time you came so hard you forgot where you were?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's very Jack the Laddish.
Yeah, but it's... like, oh, geez, it's so unnecessary.
Yeah.
We also, like, you know, not to flit ahead too much to the next episode, but there were threads, obviously, that go between them. And we're seeing that Tosh may be...
obsessed?
With...
Owen?
Yeah. I would say she has a crush. That's not going anywhere.
Yes.
I mean, you could do better, love. Couldn't she?
She did better.
Oh yeah, well we'll come on to that, but yeah, don't you think that's so rude and sad when because you know she's not really one for cheeky quips and things, Tosh, but she said to Owen when he was doing the tent, she goes, "Need a hand getting it up, Owen?" And he just turned to him and was like, "If I did, I wouldn't ask you."
No, because he's asking Gwen.
Yeah, but like, how rude.
And do you know what? I find really... Torchwood gives Gwen the perfect cover-up to spend nights at his.
Yes, exactly.
Like, I've got to work overnight.
Yeah. We haven't seen Reese for a while, actually, have we?
Yeah. Like, I understand the storyline. I understand that it's an escape for her, and it's a thrill, and it's the danger, and the security that he builds to her. But I do feel like feelings are going to get hurt.
Oh yeah,
or as things would, and I just can't work out in my head whether she's going to choose Owen, Reese, or the alien.
The alien.
Yeah, I have a feeling that she's going to have an affair with an alien as well.
Oh, you had a theory. You said to me that
she's going to have an alien baby.
Well, yeah, you said there's going to be a storyline where Gwen gets pregnant and she's wondering who's the father.
Yeah.
Or someone gets pregnant with an alien baby.
Yeah, maybe Tosh gets pregnant with an alien baby. I don't know, but
what makes you think that? You just think it's the kind of storyline they do?
It's a storyline that is too good to miss.
Yeah. Countryside is probably the most gory episode that we've seen.
With cadavers everywhere.
Yeah, I find that quite difficult.
Off-putting.
Yeah.
Those kind of times you jumped.
Oh, yeah, it is tense. It is tense.
I did jump once. I didn't jump once.
Well, okay, good for you. I'm a tense person. Also, those scenes, when they were exploring the houses, like going in carefully with their guns and stuff, like I said to you when we were watching it, those scenes remind me of a video game. Kind of like a first-person shooter, maybe, or something.
Like, almost like, what's it called? Is it called Night Alone? Dark Night? I don't know.
But
After Dark.
Okay, yeah. I think they should have made I don't know if they ever did. They should have made a Torchwood video game. They made a Buffy one.
Yeah, and that was crap.
No, it's brilliant. I love that Buffy PS2 game. Chaos Bleeds or something, I think it's called.
No.
Oh, it was amazing.
I saw you playing it, Stephen. It was crap.
Well, what's crap by your standards? It
was a knockoff Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
The way she was moving. Dunk, dunk, dunk.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Something like that for Torchwood would have been amazing.
I do think they should bring back Torchwood.
Yeah.
I do think they should bring back Torchwood.
With an entirely new cast.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
A new cast, and maybe like Torchwood has disintegrated in recent times. Or the threat that he's talking about has arrived.
Oh, well, everything changes.
Yeah. Oh no, that's the third series of this.
What?
Let me guess. That's the first series of this.
No, I don't think he's got anything specific in mind with that. I think he's just saying in terms of alien contact. Like, he's saying the 21st century is when humans understand the existence of alien life in the Doctor Who universe anyway. Maybe not in our universe.
But I think to myself, like, Stephen said to me that Bonnie Langford is coming back for an episode.
Well, at least an episode. Speculation is that maybe she's getting a spin-off, or she's having a role in a spin-off as well.
She's going to get a role as head of the Torchwood gang.
I don't know. We'll see. I'm not hugely familiar with her character, actually, of Mel. I need to get to her episodes in my little watch along of classic Who.
Yeah.
I just know she's known as a screamer.
Oh dear Lord.
Yeah. But I trust Russell
to taken two ways.
Oh yes, I know. I trust Russell to flesh out her character though and make her worthwhile.
My brother would have made some dirty quip about that.
Yeah.
My brother's a very Jack the Lad type person.
Yeah. So yeah, it's an unusual episode, this one. There is not actually an alien threat. So
Remind me.
Well, you didn't like that, did you? I think you said you really liked the episode.
I've come to Torchwood to watch about aliens, not fucking morbid human beings.
Yeah, but for me, that's why this episode is cool, because it's obviously, you know, if you're aware of what you've been watching and the genre and it being sci-fi, so you automatically assume that what's going on has got to be something alien. So when you find out that it's not, that's a massive twist, and you're like, wow, you know, humans did this, that's sick. And as a one-off, like, I think it's really effective.
I can understand that. I would have preferred it to be alien based, but
yeah. Well, 99% of Torchwood is.
Yeah. You know the woman,
cannibal woman, the cannibal woman, Mrs. Cannibal. Yeah.
Yeah, Mrs. Cannibal. She was not. She was basically saying like, "Are you hurt? Are you hurt? I'm a nurse." Fuck off! Are you a nurse? You just wanted to see if they had gouged some meat, or damaged the meat.
Yeah. No, the bit that creeps me out, because obviously, knowing that she is who she is, when she comes in that scene and she looks all scared, it's the bit when she says, "Have you managed to call for help? Does anyone know you're here?" Like, what she's really doing is finding out if they've contacted anyone. Yeah. If they haven't, then they're good to eat, you know. Yeah.
Slimy little bitch.
Yeah. I find the man really creepy and off-putting. Yeah. He had, I don't know, the way he performed it was just like skin crawly.
Yeah, he was raw. And then like the way Ianto just headbutted him.
Stop calling him Ianto.
I'm not saying Ianto.
Oh, okay.
Ianto.
Well, it's still wrong. It's Ianto. Oh. Ianto. Just imagine it's got a Y in the front of it.
Ianto.
Just imagine Ianto and his Y fronts.
Please. I don't want to be sick.
What? You don't think he's good looking?
No, he is very good.
He's good looking. Anyway.
He is good looking. He's just a Sharpay though.
Only when he cries.
Yeah.
Anyway, something funny. Do you remember the climax there when they were in the cottage?
Mm.
And then Jack suddenly bursts through the wall in a tractor.
Yeah.
There's something for I don't know how many fans listening to this will know this, but this really amuses me. This is the first time we hear a piece of music which is Captain Jack's theme, and it goes da da dun da 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 dun 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 da da dun da 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 dun 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 like that, yeah. Oh. And the thing that's hilarious is that Ben Foster, who wrote it, said that he was inspired for the tune by the phrase "Here he comes on a ruddy great tractor." Here he comes on a ruddy great tractor. Because that's literally what happens in that scene.
Oh.
Don't you think that's funny?
It's all right.
Maybe I'm just easily amused.
You like musical facts.
Yeah, I do.
I'm not a musical person.
I do like that, though, when music that is non-lyrical is inspired by a phrase. Like, I always think with the Doctor Who theme, you can say, like, you can go like Doctor Who, Doctor Who, Doctor Who, Doctor Who, and then Doctor Who, Doctor Who.
Maybe sing that in tune.
What was... I haven't warmed up, darling.
It was very like, ugh, my ears are bleeding.
Doctor Who.
No, you won't get it.
It's what is it? It's a minor ninth leap. It's very tricky to do. It's an octave and a semitone. Why are you laughing?
You. Just with your knowledge flash there.
Yeah.
It's an octave and a ninth leap.
Anyway, anything else you want to mention from Countryside
Jack doesn't really do anything
in that episode?
No, like in any episode.
Oh, it does depend on the episode. Like some, I think he's very involved. Like Small World, he was quite involved in.
Yeah, I don't know.
But that's what I mean, because remember before we started it, you kept saying to me, "Oh, I'm not a fan of John Barrowman," and I kept saying to you, "There's so much more to Torchwood than just him.
Yeah,
it is an ensemble show."
Do you think Jack killed the man?
Which man?
The man that he tortured to get information.
Oh, God.
Because once he found out that he was eating people.
We never found that out, did we?
Yeah, and they every 10 years they do this, the harvest. They kill people every 10 years. So they must save enough meat to last them 10 years. It's the amount of people they kill.
Well, no, but I'm sure that they still eat normal food as well. They don't live off human meat. I think they just, every 10 years, they have a big feast.
Binge.
Yeah, a big binge.
The flesh binge.
Flesh binge. Yeah, and then they all got arrested at the end.
Yeah.
You something else you said to me after we watched it, I remember you said you felt like it wasn't quite rounded up enough.
Yeah.
I think you said you would have preferred someone to die.
I would have preferred him to die.
The main man. Yeah.
I just felt like it needed that oomph, that, like, defeat. I understand they are defeated, and that is the justice system.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We need to talk about...
And the creepy thing that he says.
That's what I was about to say. We need to talk about that. It's Gwen's... Eve Miles' performance in that scene is quite something.
Good or bad?
I don't know. I think it's good. I don't
think she's the best actress in the world.
But I think that's the character, because...
She played Gwyneth.
That's what I was about to say. Think back to that. She's very versatile. Yeah. Very occasionally when Gwen gets soft and gentle, I'm reminded of Gwyneth.
Yeah.
You know, like when she talks to Tosh sometimes, and she's like at the end of, when she suddenly starts talking in that gentle little voice, and it just reminds me of Gwyneth. Anyway, yeah, she's like, I have to know, I need to know. And then he's, creepy when he's like, I'll tell you if you let me whisper. Ugh. Because it made me happy. And her face, the haunted face.
The thing is, though, how long have they been doing it? How long has this ritual been going on?
Well, I think it's generational. I think his father before him probably did it, and so on. You know, it's a very harrowing episode.
Yeah,
it's especially because the clever way they lead it up for you to assume it's aliens, and then they pull the rug out from under your feet, and you realise. Because you were watching it, and you know when the man was chasing Tosh through the woods, and you were saying, "Oh, go on, show your true form, show your alien form." You still thought he was an alien at that point.
Yeah.
So at what point did you realise that they were humans?
When he was sat down at the table, or when he got shot. Because if you got shot, you would have transformed into your original form.
Okay, yeah.
Defeat them, because you're probably stronger in your original form.
I think it becomes clear around the time, like, because Owen, when they say about it, and Owen's like, "Oh, only in the bloody countryside." Yeah,
it's not. It's a good episode, and I enjoyed it for what it was. But the episode we're about to go on to
is your favourite.
Is my favourite so far.
Well, shall we move on to it then?
Yeah,
Greek sparing gifts.
Yeah. I'm going to say this. Oh, you fucking love Mary.
Yes, Daniela Denby Ash, who played Janie in My Family.
God, bring her back.
She is surprisingly good.
She's surprisingly versatile that you don't realise.
Yeah. I never would have thought she would be that good in a drama.
Yeah. Fantastic.
She played a fantastic villain.
She understood this character. She understood this. She understood that the character was schmoozing.
She's very powerful and grounded. Yeah.
She understood that the character that she was playing understood that she was stronger than any of these humans.
Yeah.
She saw them as primitive apes.
Yeah. And she was sexy. Like, they say confidence is sexy.
Yeah.
Like, she exuded that sort of confidence. Like, even when she went up to Tosh in the bar.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you think she's bisexual, or do you think she was lesbian?
Tosh?
No.
Oh,
Mary.
I would say, based on the the kind of form of alien that she took as well. And do you remember what she said about we don't use language and words anymore, that's so archaic. Like, I feel like her species has probably gone beyond discriminating with gender. Like, I think it's bi or pansexual, I would say. Did you recognise the alien then?
Yes, the butterfly woman
from Sarah Jane.
Yeah,
the star poet.
Yeah.
I'm
sorry, but Sarah Jane gave her a different device to get home.
Oh yeah,
there wasn't none of this massive thing.
Yeah, interesting. I don't even know if they're. I mean, you have to kind of try and rationalise it that they are the same species. But I don't think it was intended, because I think it was just, saving money by reusing a CGI model. But because, from their point of view, think about it, like, the audience for Torchwood and Sarah Jane are not going to cross over in terms of the general audience. Only the diehard fans. What?
Mums and dad watching Sarah Jane with their kids, and mums and dad watching the Torchwood on their own.
Yeah. Oh well, it was safe. I just wonder if it was it created for Torchwood and then they reused it for Sarah Jane, or the other way around? Yeah,
that's the question.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I think it's a pretty alien.
It is, yeah.
Like, almost like a hybrid humanoid alien jellyfish thing.
Yeah.
Or a massive vulva that floats on the air.
Okay. Moving swiftly on.
I'm a floating vulva.
The windows are open, Ben. So I loved that we finally get a Tosh-centric episode.
Thank the Lord. That's what made it so good.
Yeah, she is such a great character.
She knows the way she was really upset at the end.
Yeah, and she's a brilliant actress. I really liked when they were at the the archaeological site at the beginning.
Yeah. I still do not understand why they were called in. Torchwood weren't called in when they found Rich III, were they? Oh look, we found a body underneath a car park. Let's call Torchwood. Who are you going to call? Torchwood.
No, I don't think they call Torchwood. I think they call the authorities because there's a body, and I think Torchwood are tapped into all those communications, so they pick up on it and they go. But I liked how they asked Tosh, how long has it been there, and she says 196 years, 11 to 11 and a half months. The Earth's been disturbed, so I'm afraid I can't be more accurate. Like, that's a hilarious line.
Stephen spoiled that she was never a doctor. That pisses me right off.
What?
That you spoiled it.
Well, no, I'm just saying you can tell quite clearly from the show that her function has been established as this character.
Yeah, but like, doesn't mean you could have given a better backstory.
Yeah.
That she got her medical license taken away from her.
Yeah.
Like, some dramatic story, like, could have made her a very rounded, powerful character. No, let's just give her unrequited love.
Yeah, true.
Typical storyline for a woman.
Yeah.
Women are capable of more writers.
I always relate to unrequited love storylines.
Yeah, I bet.
As a gay man, it's... Yeah.
Stephen was very averse to falling in love with straight boys.
Averse? I think you mean the opposite.
Oh. Adverse.
No.
Advert?
Prone?
Oh, prone.
Yeah.
Yeah, very prone. Believe me, very prone.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. I just find it so sad. Like, you really get an insight in this episode into how lonely Tosh feels. Because I think this is part of why I love this episode so much, because as someone who has social anxiety and is constantly worried about what people think of them, it really taps into that when she can hear their thoughts. And it's like, they're thinking some quite unpleasant things about her. And she said to Mary, like, these are people who are supposed to like me. And Mary said to her, like, they do like you. Like, and I think actually there's truth in what Mary said, because we all have thoughts go through our head that we don't really think.
Oh, 100%.
Like, like, it's like unconscious bias as well. Like, that's something we've had training on that at work. And there's something called System 1 thinking, which is like thoughts that pop into your head straight away just through like what you've been conditioned by society. And then you've got System 2 thinking, which takes slightly longer, but that's your kind of deeper, more like what you really believe. So say you got a a thought flit through your head, and then you've got your system 2 thought where you actually say, no, I don't really believe that. I need to retrain myself not to think that way. Do you know what I mean? Like
self-correction.
Yeah. And I think with the pendant, perhaps, you know, she was getting a lot of that system 1 stuff, but not the deeper stuff, maybe. You know,
she was getting the top radio level.
Yeah.
Only the surface.
Yeah. Because again, like the way it's portrayed, because, you know, it's very difficult to portray thoughts on a TV series, but the way it's portrayed is one simple voiceover, and people's brains aren't like that. Like, we do have most people do have an interior monologue, but there's a lot more to it than that. There are some thoughts you can't put into words.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah.
There's a lot of emotion inside as well.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Did it remind you of a Buffy episode? No. It's been a while since we've watched Buffy.
Yeah, I can't remember any.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's one called Earshot, where I think a demon bites Buffy or something, and she gets the ability to hear everyone's thoughts. It's very much like this.
Yeah.
And she ends up, well, I won't spoil it in case anyone's not watched Buffy, but yeah, it's similar. Similar. I do think there's quite a lot of there's several episodes of Torchwood that I think were heavily inspired by Buffy episodes.
Yeah, that they've got a like a same essence.
Definitely,
like a root.
Yeah.
But they've gone this way, and Buffy went that way.
Yeah. Speaking of that, actually, I showed Ben the other day the Dead Ringers sketch where they parodied Torchwood. Yeah, they called out Buffy on that. They said Jack was like, "What have we got?" And Owen's like, "The pound shop Tom Cruise, the scrapings off the floor of a Buffy the Vampire Slayer script meeting."
I like that little episode. That was good.
That little sketch. It's funny. They parody. Where
he walks.
Yeah, and then he just randomly kissed that random police officer, just like for no reason.
Yeah.
And then they were suddenly on the roof for no reason.
Yes.
They kind of nailed it.
Those roof scenes are getting my wick. They better go fucking piss off soon.
I think it's a series 1 thing. I think they go after that. So yes, Tosh's sexuality. What are you thinking?
I think that she is someone who does not discriminate.
I don't think before Mary, I don't think she ever was attracted to women. I think this was quite a shock for her.
Yeah, but it suits her. Like Gwen says, love suits her.
I love that moment. These last few days, you've had a look about you. Love suited you.
Oh.
Yeah. I wouldn't call it love. It was a fling, really, wasn't it? But yeah. But yeah, that moment when Mary revealed herself, her true form, to Tosh, and Tosh was like, "I'm shagging a woman and an alien." Mary said, "Which is worse?" And Tosh said, "I know which one my parents would say." So we assume she means the fact that a woman is worse than an alien.
Yeah. Screw you, Tosh's mum and dad.
Yeah.
Not that I've ever been with a woman.
No. What's that got to do with anything?
I don't know.
So we talked about Tosh having a crush on Owen. She kept that birthday card from him for months. She's got a picture of him on her fridge.
Yeah.
But we said last episode, in Countryside, he had that horrible moment where he was like, if I did, I wouldn't ask you. But then there's a lovely scene in Greek Sparing Gifts where she brings him a coffee and they have a lovely little scene together. Where he's looking at the body and he's like, "Does that remind you of anything?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, that bit in Alien where the thing bursts out of John Hurt." And he's like, "Sorry, I should be more specific. Does that remind you of anything helpful?" And they have a little playful moment. Yeah. He's not all bad.
I really thought that's what they were gonna do. They were gonna have the alien burst, but no. Oh, nearly forgot. Hottie of the week.
Oh, who's Hottie of the week? Oh, the soldier.
Yeah, the soldier.
Oh, the Twinkie soldier.
Oh, he is so handsome.
Yeah, I thought you didn't like Twinkie types.
Not normally.
He was very cute.
I think it was the uniform.
Oh, you like a man in uniform?
Historical uniforms, yeah.
Okay. The only other big thing I have to bring up in Greek Sparing Gifts is as I said, it's a wonderful episode, but there is one thing that taints it, which is that speech that Jack has.
Yeah. It's John Barrowman's turf.
I have no idea what John Barrowman's views are on that, but this is the writing, isn't it? It's Toby Whithouse wrote it, and unfortunately, as I said to you after we watched it, it's just an example of how much things have changed in the last 15 years, because 2006, this was extremely common to have transgender people being the butt of a joke, being thought of as, oh, that's weird. It's wrong. And we don't do that now, or most of us don't.
So I really felt like Jack was just like, he should know better because he's from the 51st century.
100%, yeah. He's very.
But then how long has he spent in the Victorian time?
Yeah, no, I don't think you can rationalise it from Jack's point of view.
No.
I think it's simply just a factor of
Poor writing.
It's of its time. Not to excuse it at all.
And what was it a metaphor for? I didn't really get it.
Oh, see, all he was trying to say was when someone he knows well starts acting differently, he starts to get worried, which is fair enough, but there's so many ways you could make that point without being transphobic.
Yes.
Yeah, why use transgenderism as a butt of a joke?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
he didn't need to do that.
No. Anyway, I don't want to give that any more time than it deserves.
Yeah.
Um,
So I've got a few things that I want to say. I love that Tosh was exploring her sexuality, which I really think is a powerful thing, because Tosh was born in 1975, and this was 2006, which made her 31. So I love the fact that it's like never too late to experiment.
Oh yeah,
never too late to kind of like, do you know what? I didn't do this in my 20s. I'm 30. Let's give it a go.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, I thought that was that's really nice.
But that is Torchwood. Like, I think if you work at Torchwood, you're going to end up exploring your sexuality.
I appreciated not seeing a sex scene
between the.
I don't care if it's woman, man, or whatever.
It just wouldn't have been necessary.
Yeah, it didn't need Tosh. We didn't need to see Tosh in that light.
No, we had the post-coital.
Yes,
when Mary came in that kimono. What are you using as an ashtray? I think it's an egg cup. Yeah.
There are so many actors from Torchwood and Doctor Who that I'm like really like just slam them all together into a TV show.
Yeah.
Like Mary is by far my favourite villain so far. Definitely out of what I've watched Torchwood, and probably beats a lot of the villains in Doctor Who.
Mm-hmm.
I love when villains, like alien villains, look so ethereal and beautiful and like gracious, and they look good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought she was very great. I thought she was amazing. And they kissed in public, which I think was bravo.
Oh, yeah. Did you see the man behind them?
No.
When they do it, and when they did it, there's a man at the table behind, and I think he gives a bit of a look of like, oh, really? Do you have to do that in public?
I'm not a public display of affection type of person.
No.
Because that's just not my style. It's not what I get very self-conscious.
Yeah.
And still you have to be very careful.
You do. Sadly.
But no, I will brush your arm and stuff in public. Well, no, I was just
it depends. Yeah, on the vibe.
Yeah, you poke me in the back in a Tesco's.
Yes, with my hand. Let me just say.
Yeah, with his hand. And then the last thing that I'd like to talk about is that moment between Tosh and Gwen.
That lovely moment.
And Owen. Owen, like a ball in a china shop. What did you hear?
Yeah.
Rightly so. I would have done the same way.
Yeah.
I personally think this. Even if Tosh didn't have the necklace, you weren't very subtle, and she would have figured it out. She's a smart woman.
Not at all.
And so yeah, I do hope that we see more Tosh-centric episodes. I understand it's very a Gwen-centric season. And then the last thing, my last thing out of my brain of notes. Stephen writes notes. I just go on the whim.
Yeah.
That literally 30-second clip of buildings. I thought it was like, okay, we're leading up to something that's going to like cut off into
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't talk about the best scene, the end scene with her and Jack.
Yeah. I love that scene.
Yeah, and like
where she crushed it with her foot.
Yeah, she outshines so many people in that episode. Like, don't get me wrong, like they're all fantastic actors and actresses, but she shows that actually, you know what, bitch, I'm versatile. Do you know what, bitch? I can play the geeky nerd,
Yeah.
but I also can play feelings.
Yeah.
I can also make you feel sorry for me.
I wish she was more famous. I think she deserves it.
Yeah,
Like,
and
she
like
deserves to
that's
be in more. Like, I don't know, actually, to be fair, I haven't followed her career since Torchwood. I don't know what she's done or doing.
yeah.
But yeah, she's fantastic.
And like this is the thing, like some actors who get to Hollywood's fame are not fucking good.
No.
They're just mediocre actors that had a lucky break. And I hope that every actor that ever gets to Hollywood understands that you are just you are in the right place at the right moment.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
Or you're just a pretty face. Like, don't get me wrong. This is my personal opinion, and please don't attack me in the comments. Not that I read them, I don't really care. Brad Pitt, just a pretty face for me. I don't think he's a particularly amazing actor. I don't think he's the worst actor in the world. I do think he's got better as he got older, but particularly his younger years, I do not think was the best actor in the world. And like Taylor Lautner, is he a good actor? He's okay, but he was a pretty face, and they needed a pretty face in a teen movie.
That's the thing, isn't it? I mean, when it comes to casting romantic leads,
and Robert Pattinson, don't get me started on him.
Producers are going to cast people who are conventionally attractive because that's what viewers want to see.
Don't get me wrong. When I was a teenager and I was reading the Twilight books, yes, I read the Twilight books. I had a massive crush on Jacob. Jacob was my choice.
In what, you had a crush on the book character or the film version?
A bit of both.
Oh.
I had my friend. She was an Edward. She was Edward. And I'm no. You got to have the wolf. The wolf inside.
Okay.
Yeah.
We also didn't touch on that bit where she saved that family.
Oh yeah, absolutely amazing. Because I think to myself, I saw that moment. I was like, what the fuck did that kid ever do for you to kill your own child?
Yeah. Well, anyone who does that is mentally unwell.
Not there. Yeah. And I was thinking to myself, that you hear it a lot in America. You hear a lot and a lot. Like, this dad killed his 4 children and his wife so that he could run off with his missus. Just grow a pair and say, love, it's not working out anymore for me. I want a divorce.
Well, he was going to do himself as well, wasn't he?
Yeah. And, like, relationships can be forever, but then some relationships aren't meant to be forever.
Yeah,
like,
and
some people come in your life and stay a while.
If relationships end, it doesn't mean that the whole thing was a failure.
No.
Yeah.
It just means
sometimes things run their course.
Yeah, and I just think, like, some people take it badly, like he did. And Tosh saved that young lad and that mum, and rightly so. And and she understood that, like, hey, it can be used to good, but I think would be the worst invention in the world.
Absolutely, yeah. They've come across a lot of artifacts in this series so far that come from alien technology, and they've decided that no, humans can't cope with this.
Yeah.
Humans shouldn't have this.
Yeah. We're not advanced enough for some of this technology. Like the necklace, not advanced enough to cope with that.
The glove.
We developed vocal cords for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, all right, squiddly diddly, I don't fucking need to hear your inner thoughts. Just say what you want to say.
Yeah.
And the glove.
Yeah, and the ghost machine.
Oh, the ghost machine. Yeah.
Mm.
Well, let's wrap up then.
Okay.
So, Greek thingamajiggies.
Top.
Yeah. And farmhouse.
Countryside. Second?
Third.
Oh, after Small Worlds.
Yeah.
Fair enough, yeah.
Did I like fairies that much?
You did. At the time you said it was your favourite so far.
I just after we spoke about I think third and first.
Okay. For me, I'm pretty much the same. I'm putting Greeks Bearing Gifts first, Countryside second, and then Small Worlds third, going down the rest of them. I do think we're warming up, we're kind of cooking on gas now with Torchwood.
I'm just trying to think, like, actually, like, what one would I watch out of Farmhouse and
Greeks Bearing Gifts.
Ugly Bugger. very things.
Small Worlds. Well, it's kind of hard. For
I
me
would
to say.
I would put Farmhouse second. I think I'd do the same as you.
The same as me. Okay, yeah.
Because Farmhouse is stronger, and I just don't like the girl actor, and I wouldn't want to watch it again.
The little girl.
Yeah. I find her creepy. So.
Well, that was the point. She succeeded in what she set out to do.
Yeah. But it doesn't mean I have to watch it.
No,
again.
fair enough. Yeah. I think the last two we've watched are definitely the best two so far.
100%.
What was I going to say? Something just occurred to me. Oh yeah, we also didn't discuss how you said earlier at the start of our recording. You said you hated this title, Greeks Bearing Gifts, because you said it.
Oh yeah, it has no fucking she's just plucked a name out of Greek mythology.
Yeah, it's a reference. I think it's a reference to the Trojan horse. It's like so if Greeks bearing gifts, like someone comes to you with a gift, but you have to be wary because it might be a dangerous gift.
I don't like it.
And the whole Philoctetes thing, like you understood that, right? That she was using that to make a point, like to liken herself to this figure from Greek mythology, to say that I too have been marooned. But I've seen people on like Twitter or whatever discussing this episode, and they think because she says I'm Philoctetes, they think that is her actual name of the character. But it's absolutely not, in my opinion.
No.
She's just saying, because she says, here's another name, I'm Philoctetes.
Yeah.
She's just saying, I'm essentially the same in that I've been marooned like he was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that really annoyed me when I saw that on Twitter.
I think it sounds a bit like with antidepressants.
Oh, like a medical, medication name.
Fluoxetine.
Oh, fluoxetine. Yeah. Oh, yes, I'm on Philoctetes, 40 milligrams.
Philoctetes.
Windies. Little Miranda reference there.
Yeah. Oh.
Anyway, thanks for joining me for another Torchwood discussion.
That's okay.
Next one, I cannot tell you the title of the next one. If you go on iPlayer between now and when we watch it, please don't look at it because
why?
I think the title spoils it.
Oh.
And I really want to see your reaction when you see what happens.
Oh, okay. I don't go on iPlayer anyway.
Cool.
So
okay.
There's nothing on there.
Yeah, so some really good ones still to come. In the meantime, thanks for listening, and you know where to find us. We're on Instagram.
Excuse me.
No, I'm so sick of you. I'm so sick of you singing.
Squeeze me. Instagram.
About Time Cast.
TikTok.
About Time Podcast.
Gmail.
AboutTimecast@gmail.com.
Tweet.
You always do that. Tweet. Please say you're not going to keep doing that for every episode.
Tweet.
About Time Cast. The Discord is heating up. Well, we're getting more people involved. Aaron's set a few more channels up. I think that's the technical term. People to discuss different things.
Is there a Ben channel?
What, people could just discuss you?
No, discuss my thoughts.
That's on the podcast general channel, I would say.
Do people talk about me?
Oh, yeah, in such as because after we finished recording yesterday, I posted on there and I said, so Ben just said to me he prefers Torchwood over Doctor Who, and people were commenting on that and like why that might be and stuff like that.
Oh, people could be mean to me. I don't know it.
I would not allow that.
I'm not on the Twitter. I'm not on the forums.
You're not on any of the social media.
I am on them, but I haven't.
But you're not. I mean, you don't see any messages or whatever.
No,
that's what I'm
really.
saying. Yeah, it all comes through me. Yeah. I'm the gatekeeper. Gaslight girl boss gatekeep. Anywho, thanking you. Take care.
Thanking you.
We shall disappear now, and we'll be back in your feeds next week. Until then,
stay fantastic.
Bye.